You. Good morning, everyone. So today I'm going to do the book reading from my book. Hello, this is Mani speaking. The way to read this book is to just open the page and uh, see where your attention goes. And today, for this group and for the listeners, my attention went to aphorism 118, and it says, "Be kind and compassionate. Punishment cannot undo past deeds. Being vindictive towards yourself and others is not going to ease your current situation. What is more important to you? What is the intent behind being punitive and tough? What are you trying to achieve? How about finding the ways and means of achieving it without being punitive? There is a lot to learn and experience in this world. You can do that easily and intuitively. Why be harsh? Why be hard on yourself or others? What goes around comes around. The punitory thoughts can boomerang and subject you to further punishment from several elements. Take it easy, make it easy, let go and let flow. There is much more to life than being obsessed about setting things right. Intent for things to be right. Your powerful intent will make a positive difference. Instead of harping on what should not recur, think of what you want and what needs to happen now. Create a space and a system with minimum scope for errors and mischiefs. Then it says, when you use me to punish, I tend to diminish. Instead of punishing for betterment, create a space for error-free management. That's pretty profound. We've learned through our legal systems, ancestors, that if somebody does wrong, it's best that we punish. And when we punish, there are possibilities of not recurring or somebody not doing the same thing again and again. And that's been the ways of the world, right? So if somebody does wrong, we often find it important to give at least some punishment, otherwise they wouldn't know that they've done something wrong. So how would they know? There has to be some action taken. What we don't realize is a need to punish itself can create a lot of mischiefs. Think about that. So if you have a need to heal, you'll have a lot of unhealed people. If you have a need and compulsion to keep punishing, you'll have a lot of people who deserve, according to you, to be punished. And the more you have a need to do that, the more you will invite circumstances in a similar way. Instead of thinking in terms of punishing, because it's done as a secondary phase, you need to focus on systems where there are minimum errors and mistakes. So if you keep loose ends, obviously people will create mischiefs and troubles for which they might invite punishment. How about just focusing on a system where there is no scope of error or minimum scope of error? And even if the error happens, instead of thinking in terms of punishment, having a right intent not to repeat those errors and mistakes time and again would be more important than just simple punishment, because punishment may or may not guarantee the recurrence of errors. And especially Mani says, please don't use me for punishment. I don't like it. Money feels terrible when money is used for punishment because we curse money. And money is just an instrument, right? So have a system, have an intent, have faith that everything is happening in a correct way and minimize or let it go. The need for punishment. You may not need any punishment if you have a strong intent. Now, I know this will ruffle a lot of people's feathers because we only know how to manage through punishment. And we don't know what to do. I've heard in times, in very ancient times, the lost civilization like Atlantis and Lemuria, and, these are all books, of course, nobody's visited in their current life. And we don't even have enough evidence whether it was right. But it seems there were civilizations where no punishment was given. If somebody did something wrong, they were talked to in a manner where they would not repeat the same mistakes. So they knew the art of going straight to the subconscious mind and change the programming of that person so that that person does not do that mischief once again or error that they've done already. So that was the way to rectify and change. There was no need to punish. Now, how does that apply to legal system and political system? Probably it's not in me right now to say. However, if money says this, money will make it happen eventually. There can be a possibility of amazing lifestyle where there is or minimum or no need for punishment, and yet we can get things done in a much better way. Over and out. So over to you. I know this question would have come, and not that I have every answer at the moment, but let's try and resolve if there are questions arising right now. Yes. So, Sunaina.
Hi, ma'am. So I'm just trying to relate what you just shared with my children. So in parenting techniques, we are taught, you have to give not punishment but consequences. So if they increase their screen time, I'll say, okay, you can't have your iPad anymore, right? And that's the consequence. So I'm trying to still gel what you're saying. Okay, so is it best to like talk it out? And I mean, I don't know. I'm still trying to gel what you're saying.
Okay. How about creating something more interesting for them, which will
Mhm.
keep them away from their screen?
Got it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Got it. So try to engage them in a better
Ah,
way
So what
so
Mani
they're
says,
not
that create
drawn.
a system where there are minimum errors. So if you think
Mm,
that screen time is little more, you can create the system where they just cannot get anything out of that screen beyond a
mhm.
certain hours. Okay.
Right.
Or
Mhm.
just create a system where there is no need to tell them anything, but that's how it is.
Okay. And one more question. You've taught us in before that, like some things are the other side of the same coin, right? So is punishment the other side of reward? So so does that mean we should also move away from a reward based system?
Yeah, there are schools which says, why should you even reward? We are conditioning and training people what is right, what is wrong, what is good and bad. Children know what is it. If you
Mhm.
leave it to themselves, they'll figure their way out. I've done that.
Okay.
I've never,
Mhm.
I've never told them how much to watch television or internet. After a while, they just drop it.
Mm, got it. Okay. Got it.
Give them as much. They get uh, bored looking at it then. And afterwards, say, chuck it. Let's do something interesting. That would be my way. Of course,
Okay.
yeah, but I've never kind of done that right from the beginning. And I wouldn't say that please do that because since I never corrected, I never rewarded, never punished,
Okay.
they had no choice but to figure out what's good for them.
Mm.
I'd left it to them and trusted their inherent beliefs or faith within themselves that they know what's best for them.
Okay, got it. All right, thank you.
Don't try all of a sudden, I wouldn't say that, but
Uh-huh.
I think children know what's good for them. It's our resistance which makes them persistent at times. Yeah. Any other question? No. Okay. A food for thought. How are you punishing? And that also includes punishing yourself. A lot of financial troubles are because of self-punishment. We feel that we deserve to be punished because we think if there is no money, life can be a hell. And several times therapeutically, I help people forgive themselves and money starts flowing easily. So that's a deeper context. So if this reading has come, probably think how you're punishing yourself by inviting difficulties with finances. Okay. Food for thought. Have a great day.
I have a question.
Yes.
Nita.
Yes, Nita.
Ma'am, sometimes it happens that you said that we should not be in a corrective mode and we should allow the children to decide for themselves whether it's good or it's bad for them. So, in my life, I'm trying to accept this approach only rather than being in a corrective mode. Just to, I have left him. So, I know eventually he'll come out of it. But the thing is, when you see other family members directing so much negative energy towards them, cribbing about him all the time, and there's sorrow within me. How to handle this situation? I don't know whether to listen to them, whether to listen to myself. I have made peace with myself, but when I see others complaining so much about him, it creates sorrow within me just to handle myself. Thank you.
Yeah, I can feel the hurt, Smita, but what is it in you that is inviting family members to be critical of him? And why would you expect your family members to be in total acceptance of him? Right? They have a right to. Just a second. I'll just tell you. So I'm just asking why is she inviting this situation? Right, detached intimacy chakra, reminder to allow intimacy in a detached manner. It's your learning to be detached. They're teaching you that.
So I have to be a neutral. I don't.
You have to be detached not only from your sad story, but also from your other family members' stories.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, focus on detachment. Because beyond a point, we can't really do much. You think any parent want their children to have any negative elements? No, I don't think any parent want that. And yet it's happening so rampantly. And half the time, it could be because of repeated correction, repeated punishment, which makes them feel terrible, and situation repeats. Now, this is such a complicated story.
So, ma'am,
And good. You can't be separate.
how can we be detached just to observe them neutrally and others' reactions and his reactions?
No, recognize that I understand that you have love and faith and you have care for this child. Otherwise, why would they feel upset about it, right? Would you get upset about some person on the street not behaving well? Not so much, right?
Yes,
So if your
ma'am.
other family members are getting upset because of their attachment to that child, right? And if you're getting upset, it's because of your attachment to their opinion, their relationship with you. If you can be detached, they will eventually.
Thank you so much. I know this is a circle. Thank
You can? Yeah. All right. Most welcome. Thank you.